The number of you here today bear witness to her popularity and to her immense integrity. It's with great pleasure that I welcome her to the Stratford Literary Festival.
My own involvement as an actress in the plays of the great bard. I remember, for example, being part of a Oxford University Dramatic Society playgroup, which went as long ago as 1951, around the universities in the United States, playing King Lear. The second experience that I had, which was actually earlier, in terms of possibly being involved in the stage and not in the stage called politics, was, of course, when I was put forward as a possible actress to play the role of the heroine in the film called National Velvet. I was one of the 6 girls, and I'll come back to why, put forward to play the heroine. And I remember very well that one of the other girls who was put forward to play the heroine was called Elizabeth Taylor. She was a very good-looking brunette girl, very accomplished, but I was quite accomplished too. She, however, finally won in the short list that we both were part of. And at the time, I imagine I felt a bit annoyed or a bit depressed or a bit disappointed. And ever since then, I've thought to myself, thank God. I can't imagine anything I would like less than to be married 8 times. I mean, I'll now tell you that one of the things that most surprised me when many years later I became Secretary of Education was that the whole of the 11+ examination system was carefully weighted, which then led on to the opening up of secondary education to the grammar school. The girls would have won 65% of the places had there not been weighting. But there was weighting because the deep belief that girls couldn't do maths, couldn't understand science, weren't capable of the hard subjects, justified this extraordinary handicap, which in any golf club would be rejected out of hand. And on one occasion, I remember the bells ringing in Parliament for a division, a vote. It was on a private member's bill, so I hadn't followed it very closely, and I didn't know what it was about. But I'd run back from a meeting, and I heard the bells ringing. So I ran up to him, and I saw him, and I said, George, what's this vote about? And he sort of looked as if he was choking, and he said, I'd rather not say. So I said, oh, come on, George, you know, we're members of Parliament. This is a vote on a bill. Would you kindly tell me what it's about? So he smiled very sweetly. He patted me on the top of the head, and he said, don't you trouble your pretty little head about it. It turned out to be homosexual law reform. Now, that was another world. Women like me weren't supposed to know there were such things, let alone to vote on them. And that was part of the objectives that we came across at that time. And I hope myself that Britain and the other countries of Europe and North America have enough humility to see that we can learn something about politics from other people and very much benefit from it. Thank you.